Well, good morning, traders, and certainly we're seeing a little bit of risk coming out of the market this morning. We're seeing risk effects offered. We're seeing futures finding a few sellers on Nasdaq and S&P. I think oil prices are a little bit lower this morning. We'll have a look at prices in a second, but obviously the news flow in the US around the protests and the sheer anger that you're seeing causing a few sellers on open there, and then you've seen the China PMI numbers coming out on Sunday. Slightly worse than expected, still okay, but slightly weaker than expected. The services numbers were slightly better. But let's have a look at the prices this morning and see how things are fared on what's going to be a huge week in terms of event risk. I do cover all the event risk in the week ahead playbook, so do have a look at the link there and sign up for that, and you'll be able to get hold of that. But let's have a look at the prices and see how we're set for the open here in Asia.
It's an interesting one because we saw a fairly positive session on US markets on Friday. If we have a look at the US 500 daily chart, we can see we're trying to break through this resistance level around 30.37. We sort of punched through it, but we're sort of giving it back a little bit this morning. The Nasdaq is the one that you want to look at. I mean, that's been your momentum beast. That's the one that's really like this lower real yield environment that we've been seeing, lower volatility. And you can see that the market's been moving higher. We're giving a little bit back on open though, despite how those markets looked on Friday. Have a look at the chart so you can, or the price moves. S&P futures down 0.8 at the moment. Nasdaq futures down 75 basis points. You've got a bit of underperformance from the Russell down 87 basis points now. The Australian market, the SPI futures, they're down 42 basis points on the close on Friday. One suspects they're going to open a little bit lower when they reset this morning at 10 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, and then you're going to be able to see look for a weaker open there. You can see the Hang Seng futures closed up 56 basis points. They're probably open flat, if not slightly lower, when those things get kick off a bit later on. And as you can see here from the oil markets, you can see they're down modestly, and you can see a little bit of buying coming through in the gold markets. In terms of FX, well, you can see a little bit of selling coming through in risk FX on the session there. The euro is the currency to watch this week, given that we've got the ECB meeting. That's going to be the highlight of the week. There's a lot of data, as I talked about there, but we're starting to see a little bit of selling creeping in. Will people look to buy that risk given the positive trends we've been seeing?